Swallow is a psychological horror drama about a pregnant woman who develops pica. Pica is a disorder where you have this compulsion to swallow inanimate objects. It's such a great idea for a psychological horror. But don't you just hate it when the concept of a movie is fantastic, but then the director just has to go and butcher it? It is such a disappointing feeling, and that is what happened here.
Disappointed!
Swallow is a beautifully shot movie with its striking use of color and soft textured lighting, while the camera keeps us in Hunter's perspective. The director places us into her world by allowing the audience to settle into the film's moody atmosphere. This all adds to the isolated environment that Hunter feels in this amazing looking household, with a husband and his family that don't care for her, and tells her what to do all the time, and eventually shames her for the choices she makes. She's treated like trash. Haley Bennett's performance is intriguing in the way that it shows this character pretending to be happy as she submerges her true emotions that are fighting to come to the surface, eventually having breaking points. So we empathize with her. We understand how she's feeling, even when she grows this obsession with swallowing thumbtacks and marbles. But this compulsion is a way for Hunter to get back some form of control in her life, and to have control over her body so she can feel something, since she is controlled by her husband and his wealthy family while also bearing his child. And even though these items are extremely dangerous, not just to her, but to her baby, she feels happy when she consumes these objects. With this established, there's this driving tension to what she will do next, and how far she is willing to go with the next item she swallows. The execution of said act doesn't delve into Cronenberg body horror, but it does show the pain of swallowing a dangerous object, as well as the aftermath of swallowing a dangerous object, making it quite discomforting. But it never becomes a cheap shock, because it is all about Hunter's struggle. The other characters in the film who are the reason for her struggle are basically cardboard cutouts. The husband is cartoonish as well as his parents, and this made for some unintentional comedy. There's some ridiculously funny moments of them interrupting her, getting mad at her, and reacting to her situation. But also, what the fuck is up with the guy asking for hugs? This subplot is weirdly contrived. It's just randomly shoved in there to show Hunter feeling the warmth that she craves from her currently cold life. Everything is solely focused on Hunter and nothing else, which is great and understandable when you're creating a metaphoric character study that is universal. But when everything else in the film surrounding that suffers, it's a bit of a distraction. But the biggest problem with Swallow is that there's two different stories at play, both fighting to come together as something whole. The first hour is about Hunter and her compulsion to eat these dangerous objects as a way to get control back into her life in the face of oppression. This is what we're sold on. But then the last 30 minutes shifts from that and into a dark past involving her mother and her rape and how Hunter is a product of that. This launches the narrative into another direction. It's understandable what the director was trying to do with this thematically, but it does not work. This idea to create a deep-seated source to explain her pica detracts from what the film is originally about, because we already got a reason for this in the first hour. This backstory just felt like a plot device to get Hunter to where she needs to be in the narrative through these contrived situations so she can make a decision at the end involving her baby. This narrative shift also leads to an attempt at an emotional conclusion that doesn't feel earned. It feels shoehorned in because we only got told about this backstory 20 minutes earlier through an out of nowhere exposition dump. It just doesn't blend into the rest of the film. As well as that, the whole rape storyline with Hunter confronting this man is just poorly handled. So in the end, there's two great short film ideas somewhere within this. One is about a subjugated woman who develops pica, and the other is about a woman who is the product of her mother being raped, with the daughter dealing with this later in life and wanting to find this man and face him. They're both blended together to make this a suitable enough length for a feature film. But they both cancel each other out. There's no denying that Swallow is a beautiful film to look at and to listen to, and it has a lot of things going for it in the first hour. But the story doesn't come together as well as it should have, with the director biting off more than he can chew, crumbling the movie in the last 30 minutes. What started out promising just washed away in a blink of an eye. Okie dokie, guacamole, let me know what you guys thought about the movie down in the comments. I'd love to hear it. And if you guys like this video and you want to see more, click subscribe and I'll see you later.